right. Hey, what's up, Tane? First. Um, Sorry, still getting set up here. Let's see. Start a poll. Claude. You already have a full day done, and my days just aren't. Yep, exactly. Where are you located at? You're in Europe? Always gotta have someone to watch while working. Well, I guess that's the appeal, right? It seems like it's oh, I need to put my music on. In the Netherlands. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Um yeah, I don't know. Cuz I've found for myself, I like watching like Star Wars YouTube, and it's just kind of like comfort food, right? It's like you just want something familiar just to, I don't know, listen to somebody talk about something that you like. So I don't know. I I guess I'm that for some other people, right? Like that's an interesting use case, or interesting, like, I don't know, gap in the market maybe, where it's like, I don't know, not to like bash on the other guys who do this, where it's like they're all about, oh, I'm gonna make money and I'm gonna like grind. Like, for sure I want to make money, like that's, I'm not gonna lie and say I don't, but I don't know, I just feel like you don't have to be like all hard charging about it, like we're just here hanging out, like we're just here to like try some stuff out, and like not take ourselves too seriously, maybe. All right. So what we got going on? We have a PR up for GitHub app integration. So we are creating a GitHub app in our, basically hooking up GitHub. Like, instead of a webhook, we're like doing like a deep app integration into roxas, so that we can like more easily, like, have the user more easily set up things, so that we can post, like, yeah, get the commits or tags or really whatever it is, and create social media messages, social media posts. About to try it now. How's it been so far? It's pretty good. Like, I think so. There's like two things here. There's Opus 4.6, and then there's the agent teams. So Opus 4.6, like, individually looking at it, seems to be, it works a little bit harder to like accomplish your goals. Like it can work on things kind of yeah, more independently, potentially. Like, I just gave it some like general prompts last night, and it just went and it figured things out. So I think Opus may be like a point change potentially. And then agent teams, like, it spawns up agent teams, like parses out the work or whatever. Really really well. See, it seems like it just kind of worked. So, committed to agent teams now. I think for my job, I think this is what normies can do. Like, I think normies can like get their heads around like officially supported agent teams, and I feel like, oh, the rumors they published Sonnet 5 as Opus 6 4.6. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that was the rumor, right? That we were supposed to be getting Sonnet 5. So, there we go. It's caught a stream again. How's it been going? It's going good. We have a whole ass. So the things I did last night with Claude Opus 4.6 and Teams is that we added, got to 80% test coverage like right away. Like I just gave it like a general prompt of, increase all my code coverage to 80% across all the different modules, and it just went and did it. Like, it just went and like this is my first PR with Claude Teams, and just added 9,000 lines of code in, I don't know, 30 minutes, so something like that, 20 minutes. I have no idea what the tests look like. I didn't really like care to look through all of it. I just have a little bit more confidence in like, all right, all the test coverage, all the lines are covered, or a lot of the lines are covered now. So this was my first test run, and then now this is my second test run is with Opus 4.6, and Claude Teams is adding GitHub app integration, so we can like log in with GitHub to Roxas and kind of sync, like not sync, but like get the events easier. Like the user can pick from GitHub, like, oh, which repos like send events to Roxas. So I haven't like looked at anything. Manual install GitHub app on test account and verify test flow on dev Roxas app. Okay. Do we deploy to dev.roxasapp.com before we deploy to prod? Like I forget how how this part works. Like, cause I know we have a PR stack, like each PR has a stack, but what I ran into last night was the GitHub app only works with like static kind of URLs. So yeah, we'll see. There's no dev deployment on merge and main. The pipeline is PR open. Directly prod, no intermediate step. There's no long live. Okay. For run deploy dev, run and test, then deploy. You update main deploy. Okay, gotcha. Let's plan this out. We'll see how this auto compacts. So, all right. Another thing that I wanted to work on while that's planning is I want to news buffer. So this is a new project. I want to take what's in my newsletter. So like I manually write my newsletter. I don't use AI. Yeah, this is my own personal computer. I'm running this with dangerous permissions dangerously turned on, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I live on the edge. I could be an idiot. Who knows? But yeah, I watch the things, so it, like, I don't know. Maybe the agents can go off the rails and delete everything. I don't know. I would like to think I'm not deleting anything. I'm not really... Yeah, I'm not telling it to clean anything up, so I'm not terribly worried about RMRFing root or anything like that. So, I don't know. Alright, we went through a compaction there, so yeah, so it's going through and I want to add a deploy step, or like a dev deploy before production deploy. So like I have a PR deploy, and then that on a PR stack, making sure that whatever that works, and then I want to like integrate with GitHub app, making sure that that piece works before I go to production. So I'm kind of adding like a staging type of deal here. Oh yeah, so what I was, it's nice to hear someone else doing it from VS Code, but I heard that Ghostly is a good place to do it. Yeah, I haven't, Ghostly terminal. I've heard that too. Ghosty? Yeah. Platform to GPU accelerators. Okay. Yeah, I haven't used it. Maybe I should. Brew install. Cool. I'll post that. I'll post this in the Discord. By the way, we have a Discord. I have a link share in the Discord chat for all the links that we bring up here on the stream. But if you're not in there, a lot of cool people in there. A lot of people who are interested in, like, who are watching this live stream are interested in these things. Some gray beards in there now, which is interesting, nice. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, so usually I'm messing with my camera here, like, because sometimes my cats like to sleep up there. So, I don't know, I'm just kind of messing with camera angles and stuff. Okay. So, alright, let's see here. So it's drawn up a plan around this dev. Deploys a long-lived dev environment first, runs in a browser test. Push to main test, build, deploy to prod, dev, deploy to prod. All right, so Cool. Yeah, so I'm just trying. Somebody asked earlier if I'm like switching over to agents, or like only Claude agents in agent teams, and I don't know. I'm just trying it out. It's been less than 24 hours since it's gone out, so who knows? Like I'm giving it a fair shake. Like I did 3 hours last night, and then I'm gonna do another 3 hours today. Am I still working on Gas Town? I haven't done any. I've used Gas Town in this last week. I haven't put any. I haven't made any changes to it since like the beginning. Like I just did a couple PRs at the beginning of the project because I wasn't sure like how popular it was gonna be. But yeah, there's like 129 PRs, and Yegi in the Discord server for Gas Town was like, yeah, he's doing some like crazy like refactor stuff for the with the beads. Like he's changing the database for the beads, so it's like I'm kind of giving Gas Town some breathing room while all that stuff is happening. So I don't know. I'm trying out this Claude agent teams, figuring out how it works. SN Bart, good morning or afternoon or whatever you are. I updated, got 4.6 word Claude code. Haven't tried against teams yet. Gonna give it a go today on a project. Trying to wrap and deploy. Nice, cool. All right. Okay. Oh, so that was really quick. Yeah. I mean, it's just adding some pipeline steps. So it's going to deploy to my dev environment first, and then I can use, like, test the GitHub app integration against that, and then it'll deploy to prod. So it kind of, we get to test it out first before we like go live with it. Okay. So we pushed it. Force sequential job test and build unit tests. Actions. Deploy dev. I forgot, do I have like versioning? I guess I don't. I don't have. Oh, okay. I have releases. I guess every commit to main is a release, so I guess that's, I don't really need. Okay, cool. Cool. Why it's so dark, bro? MTO Mav. It is 5:38 a.m. here. Okay. So another thing I wanted to do was, this is a new project, news buffer. So I write a newsletter manually, the old-fashioned way. Actually, no, I voice chat it. So like speech to text. So like I don't write it. I like mostly talk at it, and it turns my words into text. So I write a newsletter every week, and I want to create social media posts easily off of it. So I use this tool called Buffer, and it's connected to all my accounts, and I can like create posts here, and kind of have a push out everywhere. So I asked for access. They have a the speech text. No, I did whatchamacallit. No, I use the not ghostly, the whatchamacallit. What is it called? Why is it escaping me now? Everyone's still here? I feel like, yeah, my thing crashed. Oh. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. So it kept the stream going. Interesting. Yeah, OBS just crashed for me, and it somehow kept the stream going, which is dope. Use it for free if you want. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's something to like. Okay, cool, sweet. Thank you. Thanks everyone for sticking around. Yeah, like my OBS crashed, and I brought it back up, and I don't know, through the miracles of technology, it kept the stream alive, which is great. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the offer, Brody Leggett, for the speech to text thing. I don't know. I think Whisperflow, like something like a paid product, there's going to be certain like niceties. Like there is like the built-in Mac product, right, which is free with the Mac, and I have to use that one for work. But it's not that great. Brotato, what modifications do you make to Gas Town to see good results? Out of the box, it feels a bit early. Yeah, it is early. Let me see. I have, 1 second. Actually, let me go to Gemini. Let's see, animation. So this is how I think there's a kind of using it correctly. Careful if you're sharing code with strangers. Yeah, I mean, that's open source, right? You kind of have to trust who. This one is fast as Whisper, has commands, summaries, has 99 languages. Cool. I mean, I'm okay with paying $15 a month for a thing that like works really well. Like not to like crap on yours, Brody, or whatever, but yeah, for sure. You can post it in the Enterprise Vibe Code Discord. We have a link share in the Discord if you want to share it. If other people are interested in it, you can definitely post it there, and you may have takers on that. Where's this? Okay. Where'd it go? I have this really good here. So if you want to use Gas Town well, you have to kind of use it in the way that it's intended to be, right? So, and like that's very non-obvious. Like this is like the well-known, this is like the good flow for Gas Town. Is like you start with the mayor, you spin everything up, you check out your rigs, and then you create a crew member for your rig that does all the planning. So it's a separate Claude instance, not the mayor. You're trying to keep the mayor clean and like the open for like cross communication, basically. And then the crew member that does all the planning, creates all the beads, and then you use agent mail like that. That's the big thing, is like you don't want to assume things. You kind of have to tell the crew member, hey, tell the mayor that these beads are ready, and then the mayor like reads those beads and is like, you're kind of forcing the communication between all these different Claude instances. And then the mayor can like sling out all the polecats to all the different like ephemeral workers for each of those beads, and then it kind of eventually merges everything into the refinery. So yeah, this process sorry. This process is kind of like not super obvious. I think out of the box the setup should be let you set this up via talking to the mayor. I mean, mayor is kind of, I mean, you do talk to the mayor to set it up, but then the crew member like Yegi like later clarified. He had a follow-up blog post on kind of what the crew member is supposed to do. So basically, crew member is like all like repo specific planning, and then you tell the mayor, hey, these beads are ready to be slung. So it's different. It's different handles to probably what you're expecting. But yeah, with what I'm anticipating with the Claude team stuff is like you don't have to worry about any of this. Like Claude just kind of handles this for you. So anyways, all right, so we merged this in. Let's see if we have a GitHub app integration. All right, and then 6 out of 6 deployed to dev environment. All right, cool. Let's get webhook URL Terraform, or what's the dev URL? Dev roxas app. Cool. All right. So this is a new come on, password thing. Sure. Ooh, okay. All right, all right. This is big button. This big friendly button is new here. Ah. Okay. The What are your thoughts on a recent Claude code update? Also, VS Code released a sub-agent module with agents. Oh, I posted this in the Discord, but I'll repost it here. Where I feel like people do too much. Like, and I think this goes along with your sentiment. You've spent 20 hours in Gas Town. It feels like we're trying too much, getting better results, stringing multiple agents and separate terminals. Yeah, and potentially you may be, it may be more worth your time to like have different terminals for a given problem, right? Like Gas Town is overkill for small problems, but like there's like two types of people here, and I'm not to say I'm like whatever badass trained assassin killer here, but like I think people try to customize their stuff too much, and they like overfit to a particular like workflow, and then that workflow gets upended whenever a model changes or new Claude comes out with its own agent orchestrator, right? So I kind of feel like yesterday was validation of like keeping things vanilla and kind of playing, being able to just kind of change on a whim and not have to like uproot all the customizations and undo all the stuff that you've perfectly crafted, perfectly theory crafted around a certain thing, right? So anyways, this is how I feel about getting too fancy versus kind of sticking with the basics and just learning how doing the basics really well. Gas Town is branching, merging orchestrators. Yeah, for sure. I agree, Tane. Like Gas Town is more well thought out. Like it is more complex because it's trying to handle a more complex problem, I think. But most people don't have those complex problems. I think that's the kind of like the sizing of the problem. You're kind of figuring out, okay, what is if I'm trying to spin up an entirely new like app, yeah, maybe Gas Town's like a good like, or you're trying to work across multiple repos and plan work across multiple repos and work on a bunch of stuff at the same time, like juggle a bunch of balls in the air, which, okay, by the way, little known fact, I know how to juggle. I haven't juggled in, I don't know, maybe a year though, but let's see. Yeah, no. Oh no, where'd the ball go? It's dark here. Oh no. Let's see if I can get it. I'll see it. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, this is what Gas Town feels like. It's exactly like, I don't know. I can't do 4-ball. I only learned the three ball juggling at work, ironically enough. Like we had this thing with the CTO did like this presentation and like donated a bunch of juggling balls and yeah, I don't know. I learned juggling at work. so like I became a clown at work, right? So that's what Gas Town. Yes, I'm DevOps Engineer for 11 and a half years, coming up 12 years this year. So, yeah, I'm not just like, yeah, some, whatever, new kid vibe coder guy. Like, I'm kind of sort of know what I'm doing. I know how things connect together. I know what good looks like. But I'm also like not a front end guy. I'm not like an app guy. Like, I know how to like make all the plumbing work. Have I tried anti-gravity? No, I haven't. I think that's just like Google's VS Code thing, right? Like, it's not, I don't know. I'm not a Google guy. Like, some of my colleagues, some of my peers like are like mobile devs, so they like the Google stuff. They're all in on the Google ecosystem because they do Android development and they kind of follow that pattern. Nice. You're full stack web dev based in Australia, working at a big tech company, trying to integrate LLMs in my flow. Nice. Cool. There's only a couple Australian big tech companies, and I can probably guess which one you work at, but that's fine. Anti-gravity, it's dirt cheap. Yeah, probably. The thing though is like are you stuck with just Gemini models on anti-gravity? NAN Mustafa? Hard-coded fallback when... Oh, okay. Set in the dev environment. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Alright, let's see. You won't say, yeah. Yeah, I see you, Brotato. Do I have GitHub app URL? Yeah. Dev environment environment variable. Oh. Oops. It was this set to... Well, it's a secret value, so of course it wasn't going to show it to me. You use Opus in Google Anti-Gravity. Oh, interesting. How does that work? Do companies accept vibe code developers? Not right now. I feel like that's gonna change at some point. So my personal feeling, company accept vibe coders. Like, I feel like if your only background is vibe coding, probably not right now, but in the future, if you are like primary vibe, like you've never written a line of code before, and your only background is like vibe coding, I think at some point that will change. Like, you will have a role to play at a company. And maybe that's AI enablement. Maybe that you're teaching people how to vibe code, because it's a separate skill. I feel like everyone got reset like at the skill, like for this vibe coding thing. It's a different like skill level. Everyone starts off at 0. Like, in the last 6 months, people have restarted their tech careers with this new skill at 0. So over time, people are going to embrace that skill or shy away from that skill. So if you've been grinding for 6+ months on this vibe coding thing, I think you're probably in the top, I don't know, half at minimum of developers, if not top 25%. At least in terms of vibe coding skill. If you've been doing this thing for at least 6 months, you're probably in the top quartile, probably, if not top half, in this one dimension of skill. Of course, companies are going to want to hire for your leak code skills, system design skills, but at some point, those will, as the models get better and better, those skills will become less important and will get papered over by vibe coding skills. So that's my personal thought. And more like interviews are going to be more like vibe coding based rather than leak code or system design. Like system design probably still important, but leak code. Hopefully, I've done my last leak code interview. Hopefully, I never have to do leak code ever again. But we'll see. Like I don't know how fast the industry will change. Will move away from leak coding, because I've always felt like it's dumb. Like why memorize these kind of arbitrary things that test this fundamental, like, sure, fundamental skills of like problem solving or whatever, but we're not solving like real problems. We're not solving like we're just kind of, it's testing your ability to code, or testing your ability to like shuffle data structures around. And like, yeah, maybe that's important for Google, and like that was or still is important for if you're at top tech company, because you are pushing bits around, and like you are like, you care about all these things, like how whatever O of n squared, like you have some idea. You have to know like what O of n log n, like you have to know how long these things are taking and how many actions you're taking. But if you're not in big tech, if you're not at like the top tier tech companies, like pushing the boundaries of what's possible, I don't know, you're just kind of plumbing things from one end to the other. Like it's not complicated. It's not that serious. So I feel like leak code is unless you're at the top tier tech companies, I think leak code is a poor indicator of like, why not just have you work on like a real thing and then talk about how you did that real thing. So I don't know, that got me off on that tangent. I was like that crash out of working in interviews and things like that. Let's catch up on the chat. Brotato, my personal experience with using this for production code is to rather be closer to the written code and review every line. Cloud Code does that for me. Yeah, I agree. Like, I do DevOps and CI/CD stuff, so like I kind of have to know. I kind of I don't know. I am kind of writing production code, because like all the code does go out to production. Like it ships code to production, so I kind of have to be kind of sure about how all this stuff works. Gas Town feels like it's better suited for non-technical people with a bit more development. Maybe. Like it is operating like at a higher level of abstraction, which, you know, like you kind of still have to know what's going on, but like it's more like a game than anything. And I think that's like a key part, is like gamifying it and like talking about roles instead of, oh, this is a tmux enabled Claude Code instance or whatever, right? All right, Tane, our whole department is vibe coders. We're young like a startup. Gotcha, cool. I mean, the whole department is vibe coders, like converted from regular coders. So like there's that. I think what our friend and Mustafa was asking about, like probably purely vibe coders. NA and Mustafa, pretty good. I've built cool things with Opus anti-gravity. Cool. At the stage, I wouldn't accept a pure vibe coder. I want someone who's not crippled if Claude goes down. I mean, Bob Knoll, like, is there going to be a world where Claude goes down or all the models go down? Like, do we have to prepare for that world? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, yeah, you guys are talking about we all have a degree though, or have 10 plus years experience. Well, if you know how to think like a developer, yeah, our company has had designers, product managers leave because they thought they could vibe a SaaS. The reality is that software has complexities. AI doesn't solve it right now. Yeah, I agree. Like the cost of code is going down. Like it's approaching zero, but you still have to know what to do with that code. I think the term vibe coding has a negative reaction in corporate America. Agree. Off Power. But vibe coding also has a book by two legit guys, Gene Kim, Steve Yegi. Like that's Steve Yegi, creator of Gas Town and Beads. So I don't know. They wrote a book on it. So I'm like, I'm gonna stick with that term. And try to fight to reclaim it. I think maybe we should like try to take it back. I've been working in my own bubble. I've been doing this for 2 years, running a company, but looks like money is in creating education. Yeah, like AI enablement is going to be a huge thing. Like if it's not already, it's going to be a huge thing. There's a prompt like build me a Facebook, prompt like give a table X, perform X operation, produce X result. Yeah, for sure. Like you talk about the like inputs, outputs, and the transformation that happens in between. Totally, brotato. Do you say brotato or brotato? I think it would work. It probably works better with brotato, right? Because bro and o, right? I don't know. Off Power, I saw an interview with Peter Steinberger. He calls it agentic engineering. Says vibe coding is what I do at 3 a.m. Yes, exactly. I think so. This goes back. Sorry, I'm not working at all. I'm just yapping at you guys, but this is fine. You guys are watching anyway. So while we're thinking about it, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're watching this later, comment what you think about the stream so far, what you think about Claude Code, the new Claude Code. Let me know in the comments. All right. Saw an interview with yeah. So like just framing things, naming things, marketing things, it is important. I agree. There's software developers. Sorry. We've got many names for the profession of software engineering, right? There's coders, programmers, developers, engineers, right? We've got at least 4 different names, right? Each with like increasing levels of like importance, right? Of like framing. So like we're engineers. It sounds like we really know what we're doing, right? But we're not. I don't know. Most of the time, 90% of the time, the consequences aren't severe. So I wouldn't say that we're like real engineers. Like I've always had this feeling. Even back in college, I was like, bro, my friends are learning how to build bridges, and I'm just like pushing bits around. Like I'm pushing like invisible stuff around it. Like what I'm doing is not that serious. So I've been like on my resume and stuff, I put software engineering just to like, that's what makes it sound good. But like I identify as a software developer. Developer sounds like it's always in flux, right? It's not engineering. It's not like a hard science, like locked down, determined, like very deterministic, very like 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 it is analytical when you develop, but it's like, I don't know. Engineering makes it sound much more planned than it is. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Bob Knoll, I think of it like Scotty in Star Trek 4 when they went back to the 80s, when he realized that he couldn't talk to the computer, he put his hands on the keys and knocked out a banger. Okay. Well, yeah, like But at the same time, like, are we going to do that? Like, is that really going to happen? Like, when there's, I don't know, a dozen different model companies, right? Like, if they're all, okay, is there going to be a world without AI assisted development? I don't think we can put the genie back in the bottle. I don't think all of these companies are just going to fail. Or even if all the companies fail, we still have the open source models. So we're always going to have this AI assisted coding thing. So I feel like, why code as if we don't have an internet connection, right? Because we're always going to, right? The average case is always going to be coding with an internet connection. So like, I try to interview people as if they're on the job, as if like, all right, it's open internet, like, show me what you're doing. Like, show me your thought process. I don't care what you do, like, as long as you like can understand what you're doing and can come to the, like, show me the process for how you come to the right answer. People coming into vibe coding think they can say, build me a thing, without diving deeper into how the thing should be built. Yeah, I agree. I think Gas Town's complexity right now appeals to software developers, but the end product is something tailored to non-technical people. Sorry, yeah, we're just catching up on the conversation. I'm just getting through the chat because I keep yapping and going off on tangents. So, yeah, I think, yeah, Gas Town is Kubernetes shaped, and that means something to software developers, and like that makes us feel good inside. But I feel like, yeah, like, potentially non-technical people can like understand these concepts. Like, if we kind of abstract away the hand holding of, like, you have to kind of manually push the agents to do stuff. Like, if we can figure out how to not have to like manually push Gas Town along, I think, yeah, more non-technical people will use it. The reason I maxed my Claude plan and spent a weekend on it, and we're in Australia, it's Brotato. Brotato. Okay, I guess it is tomato. Like, whatever O's, you hit all the buttons, get to work, I'll stop yapping. No, it's cool. We want you to yap. Cool, we'll do, Bob Knoll. Depending on the job I'm applying for, I'd change the word engineering or developer in Australia. It's frowned upon to call yourself an engineer if you work in software. Yeah, because like, engineer in any other field is like a licensed profession. Like, you have to take tests. Like, you have to call yourself a licensed engineer, you have to like really be of a certain, like, I don't know, seriousness that I don't think software is. But if a company calls a dev an engineer, I'll follow suit. Yeah, it's hard to understand where everyone stands. I think in a couple of years we'll see who had the right answers. Yeah, I think, I mean, the answers are evolving. Like, we can change in real time. Like, 24 hours ago, we didn't have this Claude multi-agent tool, but now we do, right? Like, I'm willing to give up my Gas Town knowledge, if like Claude, if this is like the officially like supported thing that we're all gonna use moving forward. I use software engineering to develop software. Okay, so software engineering may be the process. I'm not sure if I like that. I mean, that's what I enterprise vibe code. Like that sounds like software engineering, right? So I feel like, yeah, that may be built into the name, into like this process, is like this whole idea of like, we're sorry, I'm gonna pull up. You guys probably know what I'm gonna pull up if you've been here any amount of time. Let's see. Yeah. So basically, this looks like engineering, right? So, like, we make this, like, crazy process, and like, converting AI slop and human slop into business value. So I think that the process can be, like, called engineering. Like, the mechanisms and the stuff we put together for the process, the kind of middle bits. Yeah, I guess we can call it engineering. As companies become accustomed to the drastically reduced timelines that AI enables for software delivery, coding by hand will become unacceptable. I agree. Off Poe here. But I think right now I don't think they don't have a good gauge of that. Like, it's still, we're in a weird spot. I think this next year, so like this performance review cycle that's happening like right now, it's gonna look a little off. Like, some people are gonna be a little bit more productive than others, but we've only had agents for like 6 months, or like, really, at least for me at my company, I've only been using agents for, I guess, like 7 months now, since like June of last year. Yeah, that's when I first started like vibe coding. Like, really taking vibe coding seriously was, June of last year. So, or maybe like end of May, June of last year. Yeah, whatever. I was on my sabbatical, and like that, like I was reading books, reading technical books, and I was vibe coding a little bit, and I was kind of dumbstruck of like how I could like spin up something, and like it did kind of like, I did ask it to do too much, and I had to like, I'm still trying to figure out how to scope all this stuff down. So I'd be keen to see you compare Gas Town with the latest Claude models released. Personally, I feel like you've got some traction with Gas Town. I was drawn in, but I think you get more traction comparing emerging models. Yeah, that's the, like, what I want to do versus what the people want, and it's almost like, like I'm a tech review site. That's kind of the potential future, maybe. Where I can like go with this, because I'm like, I mean, there's different evals or whatever, right? But for me, I feel like getting a consistent, having a consistent test maybe across all these models of like, build a Twitter clone. Like, I start with the same prompt. Like, maybe I bake, like, I have a great initial prompt, and then see how long, how much each model can do of that, making a Twitter clone. So that, I think that may be my my yardstick potentially. How is the new agent teams feature in Claude Code? Are you finding it easier to wrap your head around it over Gas Town? It still seems like you need a lot of scaffolding around the team structure. AD Gamer 88. I'm enjoying it. I think it's like, it's way easier for, like, it's more discoverable for normies. Like, they don't have to install anything. Like, it just comes with Claude Code. I think I can like take this to my kind of grouchy senior engineers who are kind of reluctant to uptake AI stuff, and they can get behind this. I feel like this is like a great like multi-agent starting point for just, you know, people who have like lives and kids, and like who don't like get up early and live stream the stuff, and don't like spend extra time on this. So yeah, I feel like Claude Code Agent Teams is probably like a good like initial step into multi-agent world for most people. Ow. Oh, cool. Finally caught you live. Oh, thank you for being here. Thanks for rewatching the, like, I haven't like talked to anybody who's who watches these live streams after the fact. So yeah, thank you for like watching them after the, I don't know. I guess my only frame of reference is like talking to people on the live stream, but like it's cool to know that people like care enough to watch it even when it's whatever, it's out and baked and like you can't interact with me, right? Like I think that's a I don't know, I really just appreciate it for having you like watch my stuff after the fact. The thing you're building with Gas Town right now can be built in a day with closer touch to the source code. I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm not a web developer, so I don't know how to do all the full stack stuff. So I'm just kind of like winging it. So I'm letting it ride. I worked in construction for a long time. Developers are the ones with the money at the higher level, not the ones nailing studs together or running wires. Yeah, I guess developers are. Yeah, you're kind of whatever, abstracted away from the layer one work. So here I'm gonna plug I have a newsletter. I talk about this. It's actually a Gene Kim concept layer. Layer one. So here's my latest newsletter. Gonna paste in the chat. Hopefully I'll I'm still getting through the chat, but I think okay, cool. Basically layer one, there's like different layers of work. This is a Gene Kim thing. So like layer one is, like you said, Bob Knoll, nailing studs together, running wires. That's like the first layer here, right? That's the manual coders now. But then now, yeah, if as we move up the stack, as we get more and more abstracted away from the actual thing itself, we're focused on the tools and instrumentation, and then we're focused on like communication kind of around this thing, right? So I think a lot of software coders, developers, engineers are very like identified. They identify as bricklayers, as whatever, nailing studs, as running wires, as like they identify in the craft, which is fine. There's just going to be very much fewer jobs that are just that. More of the work is going to be at these higher levels of like thinking about, okay, how do we get the AIs to do this for us? And it's like Steve Yegi calls this factory farming code, where the yield is going to be less than 100%. Like with the craftsmanship angle, like it's nearly 100% code yield, right? Because you're only merging in the stuff that you're only writing the code that you actually intend on merging in, right? Versus factory farming code, we're up the stack and we're kind of like, we're gonna have some churn in the code and we're gonna like have less than 100% yield. So people are trying to figure out, what do we do? What do we do with this? How do we deal with less than 100% yield and like 20% churn, 50% churn even? But we can like do many more volumes of code, many more times the amount of code. So like people are having real existential like crises around this thing of like identity and ego and like how like not important their particular skill set is anymore. And I talk about this just in my in this article, why vibe coding makes sense. So anyways, off Power, the models are getting better at getting to working code faster. They get you 80 to 90% there. Then you would spend half of your performance gain debugging it to get to the finish line. Yeah, exactly. Like you're still at plus 50% performance gain, right? Like you're like that's the thing. People are like, oh my god, you have to work after it does everything for you. Like after it does most things for you, oh, you have to do some work. It's like, okay, like we're still up. Like we're still like net positive on this transaction. So I feel like people who are, again, like people have an ego, they have like stake in not in the craft. They care about the craft. It's yeah, I don't know. It's something that we're gonna have to get used to, I guess. Off-pair sounds like human projects. I've been trying to get more information about Gas Town, and your videos have been helpful. Thank you all. I really appreciate that. Thank you for watching. The modern day developer is nailing studs. It all depends on perspective. I call myself a plumber as a software dev in the tech space. Yeah, I think plumbing is very apt, Brotato. Yeah, we're just piping data from one end to the other. Developers' role is changing. We're asking brick layers, concreters to be managers. Yes, exactly, Brotato. You inspired me to evaluate multi-agent vibe coding and have convinced me it's the way of the future. I haven't tried Gas Town. The naming language is distracting, but beats is excellent. Cool. Thank you, Bob Knoll. Thanks for watching and having an open mind. I think having an open mind about this stuff like that's the key to all learning, is like acknowledging, oh, maybe I don't know everything. And that's kind of like this humbling thing that I don't know. Once you reach a certain level in like your professional career, you don't get humbled all that often, and maybe you shy away from, like I certainly do, right? Like this is, I'm just speaking from my experience of like, when I work on a new project, I get the worst like procrastination, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do this thing. It sucks. Like I don't want to get humbled and be faced with the fact that I don't know something, right? Or even like for if I'm doing like a leak code interview type of thing, I don't want to get humbled. I don't want to face the fact that elite code easy is going to prevent me from like, if God forbid I get laid off or whatever, right? I currently cannot like get another job like in my current state. Like I would have to prepare for interviews, and like that will take some amount of time. And I'm currently like, I'm employed, but I'm unemployable. It feels like, right? Like, because I can't pass this like dumb test, and this dumb arbitrary test that I have to study for once and then get a job, and then I promptly just forget about everything, right? I'd rather be the, like, hopefully the future of interviews is just the job, just doing the job for a week and evaluating whether you're doing it well or not. So unless you're cutting edge, I call myself a plumber. Yeah, I agree. The closer to binary I am, the more emergent I am. If I'm deploying features built on top of hundreds of packages, I'm a plumber buying packages. Yep, I agree. The issues right now with models getting you 80-90% there is that every legitimate product has issues at that exact point. Yeah, sure. I mean, okay, we have work to do. Fine. Like I'm okay with that. Then you spend the next I don't know about hundreds of hours, but we'll see. New projects and hard challenges motivate me. I really struggle to do the important, easy stuff. That's where AI has helped a lot. Yeah, that's true too. Like, I think new things, okay, net new things. Like, I wanted to like start a new project like just now, like, but we haven't gotten, like, I've gotten sidetracked. But I think greenfield new things, those are exciting. That's fun, enjoyable. But yeah, important, easy stuff. I think that is a key point there, Bob Knoll, where it's like, ugh, I gotta do it. Like, I know that it's important, and somebody has to do it, right? It sucks. Like, I think pain, like whatever pain you feel, that's the value, right? Like, as a junior engineer, that's where I found like my niche was like, all right, I'm going to take on the work that nobody else wants to do. And that's like, I'll become the expert of toggles. Like that's what I started out as the toggle expert, like toggling new features on and off and how that interfaces with like the rest of our kind of software ecosystem at my employer. Is like I toggled things on and off. And ADHD much, right? Yeah. I think everyone, it's a spectrum, right? Like it's a we all have like a little bit of like a touch of, you know, like there is no like normal person, right? There's no like completely average person. Like everyone's kind of a mixture of you know, a spectrum of things. Brotato, I get your point with getting a new job. I've been with my current company for 5 years as a full stack dev, but it's a large company and AI adoption has impacted teams differently. Yeah. Yep. Okay. 1 second. Let me grab a swig. Okay. So getting back to the work. Sorry guys, you guys get me yapping and I will yap. If I adopt the devs in their 50s, start a battle with. If I adopt the devs in their 50s, I've started a battle with. If I don't adopt, the juniors start becoming super amazing employees. Yeah, I think that's what is also happening. Is you get this AI halo around you if you like that management wants to adopt AI, right? So ultimately, who signs your checks, right? Like you kind of just do what management tells you to do. Like if that's the best piece of advice I got from a really high level engineer. He's been with the company forever, and he was like, yeah, I just kept doing what they told me to do. And like that's how he's stayed employed, and how he's like been successful for so long is he's just kept crawling, like in Rick and Morty, Jerry kept crawling meme. Like it's exactly this. Like corporate life is exactly this. I kept crawling and it kept working, and like I think that's what this scene like what this scene represents is like he got a corporate job in this alien world, alien controlled world, and he just kept crawling, kept working, right? Like he's got all these medals and whatever, and he just kept going, and things just kept working. So I feel like I'm gonna drop this in the Discord link share. If you're not in the Discord chat, I'll drop the invite in the chat. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Really appreciate everyone's support. If you're watching this later, comment how you feel about using AI on your teams. All right, on the poll, we've got 31 votes. Have you used Claude Agent Teams? 23% yes, 77% no. Got 10 likes, 786 subscribers. Let's try to get to 800. Let's try to get to 800 today. Like if we get like 15 more subscribers, that'd be dope. All right, let's catch up with the chat. Bob Noel has ADHD. That's why I can focus on interesting things, but not the things I need to do. Yeah, that executive function, like, yeah, I think just it's good that. So, I struggled with anxiety for like 2 years, and like crippling like health anxiety, thinking, oh, I'm gonna freaking die. Like every day, or at least once a week, I like thought I was gonna die. So mental health is like, I'm glad it's much more accepted to talk about, and kind of like acknowledging, hey, this is how my brain works, and it's okay that it works this way, as long as we kind of like paper around it as if this were Gas Town, or as if this were any technology with sharp edges. Like, our brains are technology with sharp edges, and we just kind of need to figure out how it works. And yeah, we're gonna get cut. It's gonna backfire on us. But as long as we know how we work, we can kind of like work around it, and we can kind of build a system that supports how our brains work. So I've yeah, but basically, like, getting on my soapbox here for a second. Mental health's important. Talk to somebody if you don't feel good. Medication isn't like the devil. I think people make it out to be, and people make a big scare about SSRIs and whatever. I went on SSRIs for a year, and I wish I didn't have that stigma around medication, and like, I did everything in my power for 2 years to not go on medication, but medication was the biggest lever that gave me my life back. So like, I tried all kinds of different talk therapies and all kinds of different, whatever, like I was exercising, I was training jujitsu, like that's kind of like, I think jujitsu kind of like, it's good for some people's mental health, but to a larger degree, I don't know. It's a thing that you have to manage. You have to manage your mental health around that, and how your body responds to the stimulus. But yeah, I don't know. It's not as simple as like, oh, just get outside and just like whatever. The fitness health bros like kind of completely discount mental health and just think, oh, it's just a physical thing that you like do, and it's like, yeah, that's a part, but there's definitely like there's a literal like biochemical thing that goes on that you may need some support for a time. Like, I was on SSRIs for a year and then got off of them. I accidentally got off. I quit cold turkey over a Thanksgiving. I went basically from Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving, like for over 2023 to 2024. I just forgot to stop taking them over the Thanksgiving break, and like, I was like, hey doc, do I need to keep taking them? I feel okay. He was like, oh no, you're good. Like, if you don't need them, like, so I think support yourself if you feel like you need it. All right, that end soapbox. Yapping was fun. AI has become a naughty word till we get legal senior approval. We all use it quietly, but no one talks about it. Yep, exactly. No, it's awesome. I love the reference. Check the Discord. Give me some takes other than Gas Town, though. Would love to hear. Maybe that's what they want. Everyone paying for their own AI. Drink some water. Go touch grass. Yeah. Interesting. I'm not sure who they are. My perspective based on being a software dev, trying to adopt in the best way. Maybe I read your message wrong. Not sure if I did. Talk about mental health. Yeah, I mean, we're on a software channel, so I try to plug it. Meant senior management as they. Everyone paying for their own AI. Oh, okay. Well, I think senior management wants you to use the company sanctioned AI, so like you're not like leaking company secrets or whatever. But okay, so yeah, I'll try to do a mental health plug every so often or whatever. But yeah, I am very open to, like, everyone's a different type of neurospicy. Everyone has a different flavor. So anyways, getting back to work. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're on the dev deployment. Try to install GitHub Roxas app. Still. Do we have tests for end-to-end GitHub app flow tests for dev? Build something, Ari. Watch this closely. All right. So basically the problem here is that we're on this dev part, and we're trying to install Roxas GitHub app, and it's redirecting us to on this dev part to Roxas apps Roxas installations new, and it's giving a 404. So I'm gonna try to like test driven my development my way through this. I'm not sure if you can see the sky there, but it's like, it's pretty. It was raining earlier this morning, and yeah, I don't know, it's got a pretty sky now. This is just Claude code. This is like I'm just using the bare bones like Claude with agents, like Claude Opus 4.6 plus agents. Nothing for GitHub app flow coverage, only is unit handler. Okay. Please plan this out and add this test. Sky just looks, yeah, I'm looking at that. Yeah, it's probably just bright, like it's, yeah. Even though it's like, it's still like kind of like dark out, like it's not, you know, but yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of like, it's interesting that is still way brighter than what it is in here. So I don't know, photography is interesting. Like I don't know anything about it. I just know how to like connect things together, plug things in, and I'm not big on making things look good. Like back when I was a kid, there was we had to cut out some, like, I don't know, dinosaurs or something, and I cut like not on the lines, but like a nice, I don't know, like a little bit of padding around the edge, and it was just like a general like it was I don't know, didn't look as good as if it were like completely cut out. So I think that kind of represents my tolerance, or my disposition, my innate disposition towards night, like making things nice. Like I'm more like functional. What's my goal right now? I have a lot of front-end experience. I think I could type out a prompt that would achieve a result. If it's integration related, there's a better way to prompt this. Yeah, I think I'm just really focused on, like, I'm sure I can just be like, hey, like, why is this, like, fixing this button? Why doesn't this work? I think I kind of want to test-driven develop this kind of, and, like, kind of focus on the process of going through this, and, like, kind of using just vanilla Claude to go through it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm focused on like adding tests to like make this work rather than not trying to be rude, seeing if I can contribute. Yeah. Sure. Type out a prompt. Like if this doesn't work, we'll use your prompt. We'll make this interactive. Twitch plays Claude code, like whatever. Twitch plays Pokemon or whatever, like back in the day. So, but yeah, we can make this a team sport. And that's actually, so we're also a Steve Yegi fan club here. I wasn't sure if you tell me a goal, I'll give a prompt, right? so I'm prompting you to give me a prompt. But let's see. He just had this HiveMind article, and it's really good. I would, whenever the issue is just it's redirecting to the wrong thing. Like it's clicking and it's going to the wrong. You're actually AI from Steve Yegi, right? Oh, great, perfect. So he kind of talks about this in oh that's weird. You can't see the window. Oh that's strange. Hang on one second. Yeah, you guys are stuck on. You guys haven't actually seen. I wonder how long this has gone on for. That's weird. Yeah, the Google Chrome hasn't been updating for who knows how long. Anyways, to go vet pass the claim 3 chain. All right, let's. So, yeah, basically, I want to like work on the system that produces the outputs here rather than explicitly fixing this front end thing. Like I'm like, I don't know. I'm more interested in like shaping the process around like why this problem happened and like preventing in the future. Not create a branch in PR, revert main to origin. But yeah, basically like Steve Yegi talks about this interaction that we just had, Bro to Auto. It's this yes and. Yes. So, like, when people, like, this is how Anthropic works, is like, somebody has a good idea, and they kind of build on it with each other. And it's, like, there isn't, like, a formal process. Like, he's saying, like, they only plan, like, 90 days out. Like, for one quarter, they're only planning 90 days out. Like, kind of things that they want to do. He was talking about how who's gonna call it? Claude, what was it? Cowork was launched publicly 10 days after they first had the idea. That's nuts. That is an insane pace of launching and releasing things. That is unheard of. So, like, all this, like, back and forth playing off each other, like, that's how. There's Goosey. Taking a look at the sky. So yeah, like, please yes and me. Please, like, please tell me how things should work, and like point me in the right direction. That's how all this should really be. Give a like for Goosey. If you like Goosey, hit the like button and subscribe. From personal experience, the TDD approach floods context and destroys results. Interesting. That's interesting. I feel like TDD maybe. Well, I'm not a front-end person, so unless you can spend 100K monthly to achieve results of these giga companies, us poors need to break problems down to get good results. Yeah, I mean, the TDD approach is I feel like that encourages breaking problems down, though. I feel like you have one context window to write the tests, and then the next context window you fulfill the tests, right? Like, I guess at least the beads approach that I would take is like, all right, first bead, write the test red, and the next bead, which would be another hopefully full context window, would be another agent trying to make the test pass. I guess how have you been doing TDD? Is that different, I guess? Oops. I'm listening. Not saying I have the answer. We don't do TDD. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, nobody's the expert here. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy on the internet with his cat in the window here, right? Like, it's not a... I'm not saying I have all the answers. Our company mainly uses values, and then integration tests and unit tests play a very small role. Okay, interesting. I mean, I'm sure that works for you guys. Like, if that's, I kind of, the Claude's gotten way better at adding tests without asking. Gotcha. I'm sure you've seen this, like, kind of general testing pyramid. This is a different test pyramid. Basically, unit tests, broad base at the bottom, API test, like integration tests, automated GUI tests, manual test. Like, you want to, traditionally, people think about this way. Not saying you guys are wrong or whatever. I'm sure you guys like have reasons for why you value like these things more than the unit tests. It's just, I don't know. This is how people think about tests, but like, could be wrong, or it could be like not apply in your case, right? Like unit tests are kind of like the broad base that, I don't know, potentially maybe brittle, but like now that now with AI maintaining everything, maybe like we can just unit test everything, and if whatever, like I just think that's like better guardrails. Like I think of testing as guardrails of like guiding the AI to like documenting its behavior, like documenting like the desired behavior. So I don't know. We'll see. You see on graph, a lot of newer founders of framework feel units bloat and add little value. Yeah, potentially. I mean, we'll see. Like and that's like they're focused on like getting just shipping product and getting things out to customers as fast as possible. So yeah, for sure. Like, all right, we're at 29% usage, only 5% usage here because I've been yapping this whole time. Let's see. I wouldn't submit a PR without unit testing my job, but in terms of working with AI, I found I get better results by building the thing and adding unit tests after a result. Interesting. I wish I could trust the tests that AI generates since I don't get to see them fail first. That's an important part of TDD. Yeah, true. That's true. Like you can see them fail, but like, yeah, what is it failing, right? So so yeah, this is like the magic part of agents. Like it's monitoring the CI and it's like fixing the tests like by itself as we were just talking there. Like it's just doing the thing. Like I don't have to like pay attention to it. It's going and figuring things out. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just the DevOps guy. Like I care about process probably more than others. So I'm like very, I don't know, set on process. But I don't know. You're the front end guy. Like you know how things work and how all this actually get, like, you've deployed real code versus like I do the deployment code. So is your last name pronounced as spelled, or is it Laddie? Is Lady. Is Mike Lady. That is definitely just, yeah, I got made fun of in school, but yeah, it's just Lady. Off Power, huge fan of TD for agentic engineering. It closes the loop. With advances in multi-agent workflows, sub-agents, context should not be an issue. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, I'm of this. I'm of that mindset off Power. Love my deployment boys, wouldn't deploy anything without them. Yeah. Yeah, we stare at logs and infrastructure and CI/CD. I don't know. There's some like satisfaction. Let's build a thing I'm locked in watching. Okay, cool. No, I mean, engagement drives viewership too, right? Like you guys messaging in the channel pushes this out to different people. So I'm down to do whatever. So just looking at the poll, 36 votes, 22% yes have used Claude Agent Teams, 78% no haven't. So hit that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. If you're watching this later, comment if you have if you use TDD. If you use TDD with agents, does it work? Does it work well? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you have the agent write the test or the code, or do you do one of those? All right, we are. All right, so it's trying to fix this like test that we're adding. I'll let the agent write both. Deploy code still times out repository new. Router fixes deployed. Which might be deeper. Let me check how the router's initialized. GitHub repo listeners even set. Okay. Okay, yeah. So, all right. Who's gonna call it? Brotato. So it's not like just a front end thing. It's like it was this router thing, and it figured that out through writing this test. And like, I don't know. I'm just calling this a win for test-driven boys here. So like the agent, by trying to write the test and trying to like make it work, I think it's figuring out like in production GitHub repos listeners never set, only used in tests. So the handler hits the fallback, which doesn't set .data at all. So I don't know. We'll see. In the before times, was a huge proponent of TDD. I put together a workshop showing how to TDD a full stack app from start to finish. I've always had the impression that TDD was like a best practice. Like, I don't know, when I was in college 15 years ago, it's just nobody does it. like it's or like it was very hard to do it correctly, and maybe took more time than just doing the thing and then writing tests later, right? So it's just tests are 50% off. I won't say tests are free. Can you explain to me in one sentence what happens when a user clicks that button? Actually, no, I can't. I don't know what the code does. But let's see, dev, or actually, let's see. Let's go here, and we need to sign up. So when we click on this, it should like go to GitHub and like go to the TD is a different mindset. It took me quite a bit of study to practice to really get it. Gotcha. So I have a GitHub app. I have a dev app and a prod app. GitHub apps set up for Roxas, which should this button should go there, tell it, hey, we want to register our repos with this app called Roxas, and then I would check off which repos I want to like push events to Roxas for. So, but right now I'm not sure if you can see at the bottom, it shows github.com/roxas/installation/new. So this still isn't going to work. So it deployed. Yeah, it's still showing that, the wrong URL. I wonder, I don't mean from a code perspective. Like, what are you trying to achieve? Yeah, so I'm trying to like add my GitHub organization, or like my personal GitHub, like my repos. I want to connect them to my app and like get the events that are coming from those repos into here, like without setting up webhooks or anything like that. Like I kind of want to automate that process with this thing. All right. Oops. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna do it. All right. So just give us a end-to-end pass. Okay. Huh. Is there a way to always dangerously skip permissions? I'm not sure. I'm sure there is. I'm sure if you I'll give you a solid 25-minute Pomodoro, no chat. No, I mean chat, like it helps out the channel either way. Like it I'm waiting for this thing to like I'm trying to just give it kind of a bootstrapping itself to like figure this problem out. So I'm not like I'm trying to set up the conditions where it can figure this problem out by itself. I care more about that than like actually figuring out the problem. So I'm like trying to work on a different skill here rather than front end development. But yeah, Bob Knoll, dangerously skip permissions. I'm sure there's something in the settings.json you can set. Or yeah, maybe you set an alias for Claude and it just automatically runs dangerously skip permissions each time, potentially. Okay. I'll make it CC, but that's the C compiler, right? Yeah. Yeah, I get your goal here. Go ahead. I'm interested in the process. Yep, cool. Sweet. Thank you, Brotato. GitHub secrets and variables. Here's from. Okay, yeah. Wow, secrets. Okay, yeah. Read some secrets. Okay. It says secret as a variable, not secret. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, there we go. Yeah, 2. Just all right, yeah. So it was something fundamental where the Terraform was reading from the wrong part, because I think it said to like set everything as a secret last night, and I don't particularly care to, I don't know, like for these environments. Yeah, like it's all, I don't think, okay. Yeah, I don't have any environment variables. I just said everything is a secret, so. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we'll set everything as a secret. So it was a configuration thing, a Terraform thing with what I was expecting. Cool. So I stopped yapping for like 2 minutes and I figured it out. So that you're all good, Brotato. We can continue talking. Okay. See Terraform this early. My dev brain sees infrastructure code as a nice to have. I'm looking for that MVP, right? So I mean that's the difference. Like my I don't know. My thought is like, all right, let's like. It's a process. Like, let's add everything in as a whatever, whole baked in process. Yeah, shut up. Let's get some stuff done. Okay. All right. So there's this other project that I want to do is like, I want to automatically take my newsletters and post them to Buffer. I was trying to get to this earlier. Basically, I use Buffer as a way to post to all my social medias. I want to be everywhere. So I'm starting this new project where I have this like Buffer. I'm getting access to the Buffer API. Click API in the left-hand menu. Where's API? Left-hand corner menu is where you generate your access token. You'll use to access the developer portal. Oh, all right. This is a secret. Okay. Developer portal. Oh, okay. Shoot. All right. Okay. Register for API access. So basically I'm getting the super secret like API access for Buffer. I use Terraform for these vibe code experiments too, but I'm not brave enough to let the AI run the apply. I do that manually. Well, I have a CI. I have a CI/CD pipeline run the apply. So that's the enterprise vibe code like process. Like I have a bunch of tests. I have a whole pipeline. It deploys to my dev account and then my prod account. So I've got yeah, I don't know. I've got the whole process down. Okay. I don't see. Click API in the left-hand corner. Here's where you generate your access token. Beta features? Apps and extra. API, there we go. Okay, here we go. All right. Sorry. All this stuff is like secret, so I need to like generate news buffer expiration 30 days. But I'm not like rate limited, right? API usage. Yeah, okay, so I'm rate limited, but not a crazy amount. Okay, all right, I'll turn API key. All right, where do I use this API key? You'll use access. You'll use these private Discord channel. Oh, secret. Like all this is like so cloak and dagger. Okay. All right. Okay. What's my view on HashiCorp licensing now for Terraform? Companies got to make money somehow, right? Like, I know software developers, everything should be free and like open source, all that kind of stuff. But like, what happens if HashiCorp like goes out of business, right? Like, who's going to maintain it? The reason why we have nice things is because people pay for things. People make a profit on things. It's an unfortunate, like, I don't know. People got to eat. People got to pay their mortgage, right? People got to pay for cat trees to to have their cats in the window, right? Like, I don't know. People have to pay for things. So I understand we're built on open source and like we're kind of, I mean, that's kind of a contradiction of capitalism entirely itself, right? Is that we're building on natural resources. Like, we're extracting natural resources that kind of belong to everyone, like that kind of belong to the earth. And anyone kind of like owning a piece of the land and kind of, I don't know, just kind of contradictory. Just because you were there, you get to like claim complete ownership over something. So if you're building on open source software and then you charge for it, like, I don't know. I feel like we're getting into a political discussion here, but like this kind of informs my worldview of like, at what point should you charge for something? Maybe in an ideal world we don't, and like everyone just kind of takes care of each other, and we all just like live in harmony. But at the same time, like I don't know. People like in the system that we live in now, people have to get paid. People have to support themselves. And plus, it's kind of also thinking about HashiCorp got like went public. They were a public company, then they went private. They got I think they were bought by somebody, private equity, something like that. IBM completes acquisition of HashiCorp for $6.4 billion. So IBM is like, hey, we need to like we have to make an ROI on our investment here, right? So so yeah, of course they're going to do things like enshittification, right? That's the natural order of things. So things are great, they're free, somebody buys them and then has to make an ROI on it, has to make an ROI on it, and then I don't know, yeah, we just have to kind of be, I don't know, just kind of like we have to deal with like people having to make money and make profits and have shareholders and all that. Those guys have invested like 100 million into their product in shittification incoming. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What is what does Postman do for $100 million? That's kind of crazy. Okay. Good. Getting back to Brotato. I think separating CI/CD and the product you're trying to build slows down the process a lot. As a dev, I would build this end-to-end locally with mock data, integrate the services, generate pipelines, etc. Set the product from integration issues. Waiting for a product to build and deploy every time slows you down a lot. Build this internet, locally internet without integration issues using mock data. Still use your agentic flow for this. Then use your agentic flow to orchestrate integration CI/CD. Yeah. Brotato, I might do that with news buffer here. Like I'll do it your way for this new project, just for you. Oh, you don't even see this. Ah, this here, like I need to refresh the terminal every so often here, I guess. Oh no, you saw a secret potentially there, maybe. You saw a piece of a secret. You didn't see the whole secret, so I feel okay about that. Okay, so yeah, Brotato, with this news buffer new project, I will build it all end to end locally for you, and really like get it humming, and not deploy it at all. So we'll do it your way with this new project. Oh. Oh, sorry, on mute. Sorry. Smokeless sick. Well, I talk for 3 hours. I'm gonna be a little parched. So yeah, try talking for 3 hours. Thank you for the mute alarm. I really appreciate it, guys. Okay, cool. So then this is how, yeah, personal account, all only select repositories. So we can say which ones we care about getting the events for. Let's do roxas on roxas, install. And then, installed it on the dev app. Interesting. Oh, Smoke Sig's the only reason I say that. Okay, gotcha. You're a proper Australian. Okay, so added it to the dev because that's the redirect or whatever. Yeah, sure. It's like CI passed. Merge. Okay. Cool. All right. So that should kind of automatically handle the webhooks. So let's start spinning up this project. So news buffer, Claude. Let's upgrade Claude, I guess. Actually, I don't want to auto update Claude, or I don't want to have to manually homebrew update Claude anymore. I just want it to auto update. Claude install. native install. Yeah, I think. Brew uninstall Claude code. Yeah. Install, yeah. So it's just gonna auto update and it'll make life nice. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right, it knows who I am already. Okay, cool. So let's plan a project where we read my newsletter site. Oh, what the heck? Let's plan a project where we read my newsletter site and generate social media posts based on the articles, based around the main ideas in the articles, and try to only pull paragraphs. Like, I want to post as much of my own content as possible. I don't want large portions of AI generated content, but I will call out to AI generated content to create the posts, if that makes sense. I want I want to pull the main ideas from main kind of key points from these newsletters and make short social media posts promoting the newsletters that post to Buffer. We're going to integrate with the Buffer API. There should be a CTA at the end of every post asking comment newsletter to receive the given article in the DM. Love using speech to text for prompting, but feel weird about doing it in Office for some reason. Yeah, I mean, it helps to, that I'm at home, that I can just talk. Please ask me any questions that you're uncertain about. Make it work locally end-to-end. Use shad CDN for a UI library. All right, Brotato. Oops. I will copy that prompt exactly. Yes. Yes. How's web request failed with 401? Why does it? All right, it's going to use the browser. Wait, hang on. It shouldn't. You shouldn't need to use the browser. You should be able to do a web search or web. You should be able to do a fetch. this prompt you were typing, if we add some more granular detail, we could one-shot something well. Yeah, let's... Help me out. Help me out. Like, if... like, give me the front-end stuff to use. Tell me what frameworks to tell it to use. Our client side, right? So, oh, web fetch can't get the body content. You're typing build me a Facebook, which I get is the goal to get close to that. But if we tell the prompt which APIs we want to use, which libraries, you will get a nice result. I mean, I'm starting here, and then I'm like telling it to like plan it out. Using Beats planning step would make it more capable too. I'm almost like I want to test like a vanilla Claude. Like, what does vanilla, like Claude just added some like planning tasks, like an equivalent to beads, like internally. So I almost just want to try this, like an entirely vanilla Claude project. Which APIs, which libraries? I feel like, yeah, I'm asking it to build me a Facebook. I totally get that. But I feel like it's not, like it can see the APIs. Like it should be able to kind of decide what to do. All connected profiles. I have a token. I should review edit post before sending to buffer. Yeah, review and edit first. You have an RSS feed in your Beehive settings. So Beehive, let's go to Beehive. Oops. Actually, shoot. Settings, publication, settings. It's wild that it knows that. Oh, all right. I'll add an RSS feed. Yeah, Beehive with a different. Okay. All right. Yes, I can provide the URL. Yes. Okay, cool. So yeah, basically I'm trying to like show what Claude, just Claude is capable of with this. I totally understand. I'm not like, I don't know, because yeah, I don't know what. The closer you can explain what you want in English, the better result you'll get. Build me an app that integrations with X produces X. Currently isn't one-shottable. Sure. I mean, I am anticipating iterating on this. I guess that's I'm not like, I don't know, I guess I'm not looking for one shot. Like I guess I'm okay with iterating on this thing, and like I'm anticipating that. So I'm not, I think what you're maybe just saying, if you want to get close to no coding experience, I'd recommend using Claude to build your initial prompt. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that's... Oh, so like using the Claude like web interface, like have it talk through a prompt and then give that prompt to the agent. Gotcha. I don't know. Maybe this is just like how difference in thinking. Maybe there were difference in approaching these problems. Like I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to I would hope the planning mode is good at planning, but sure. Yeah, ask it to ask you questions. Yeah, let it to generate the prompt. Yeah, that makes sense. Totally. Okay, let's take a look at roxas.ai. Log in. Oops. Oh, why is it? Plan to think through. Okay, is it navigate to enterprise vibe code? All right, sure. I have the RSS feed though. Let's see. Does the RSS feed have a? Oh, it doesn't have the. Does it have the images? Yeah. Here we go. Okay, this is install Roxas app. Here, select repositories. Roxas. Install. Cool. Great. All right, we installed the webhook. Test webhook. Tester not configured. All right. Here's the plan. So, newsletter, social media post generator. Beehive, he wants a local tool to read his articles via RSS, extract key paragraphs, his own words, generate sorters from his newsletters, schedule across connected profiles, inviting readers to receive the article in the DMs. Next.js, UI component library, Tailwind, Anthropic API. Of course, it has a. It's like, all right, let's use our own thing. The modern front end is a Vite React framework. Shadow CM. You'll need multiple libraries depending on your goal. Okay. So should I tell it to not? All the Y Combinator hype sources currently follow the stack. Gotcha. Oops. All Spin up an agent to list routes, improve user interface, especially homepage. I think it's an easy win. Yeah. I guess I'm just trying to get like two. It's never set. Yeah, like, please don't mind the crud here. This is if you tell it invite shadow see that's the front stack notion Vercel etc. it uses. Gotcha. For backend project should still be node based. Simple enough. Okay. Extract key paragraphs for social media posts. React 19. It had, yeah, that was interesting. It said React 15 or something like that before. Backend Express lightweight API server. Framework. Not Next.js, Express, backend, keep secrets, clean separation of concerns, proxy API calls to Express during development. So I call him paragraph picker. Oh, just display extracted paragraphs. Okay, cool. Size posts, use as is, directly. Post editor and send. Product scaffolding, share types. Okay. Test end to end. Okay. All right. Does this look good, Brotato? Anything else, Brotato? Apply, send. Oh. Oops. We want this to say apply. Create simple Bootstrap 5 design system, implement templates. There's no build. Give us change later. If you don't like 3 minutes task. I don't know anything about front end, so I tell the AI to give me a product goal, front end, back end set. We don't care about the widgets. All the deployment noise, just local end to end. Okay. If I was 60 years old, I'd use Bootstrap 5. Oh man, we got some front end trash talk in here. what we used when I was at uni. If you pull up a large SAS file, they're all shad CDN. Just Google shad CDN if you don't believe. Gotcha. Yeah, I remember hearing about Bootstrap. Yeah, back in college. Bootstrap is vast training data. Oh shoot. Oh man, we're going back and forth. Oh no. I gotta give that point to Tiny Risks. The models are trained on that. But like, is it strongly typed, or like what is? It's not. Bootstrap wouldn't be in TypeScript, right? Or I guess you could use TypeScript to use it. I don't know. He was changed later. Bootstrap's simpler for now. we're all going back and forth. Single articles, RSS, paragraph picker, select Claude, use as is, cast it directly. Tiny risks. Shad CDN or Shad CN is strongly typed. I don't know. I'm not again, I don't pretend to be an expert. I don't know anything about front end. We don't want to post article URL, generate engagement, the social media post by having people comment. We DM them the article. Worth billions. I follow the framework. All right. We already have this plan. Like, I already have this plan. Tiny risks. The next project we'll do Bootstrap, and we'll see. How do I add? Oh, maybe I need to run it with. Can I please write this plan down? I want to restart Claude with dangerous. We all used Bootstrap 10 years ago, but for actual devs work on a large production, we follow that people used to. Bootstrap was great in university. It's hilarious. Okay. If you guys want, you can duke this out in the Discord server. Just to plug the Discord server one more time. If you're using Bootstrap today, I recommend looking at Tailwind. Let's see. well, short. Please plan it out and use agent teams to implement. All right, so we're gonna see agent teams for the first time today. What, 2 hour, 2.5 hour, almost 3 hours in. Sorry guys, sorry. But we just got to yapping. Set up a team. It's gonna set up a team. It'll implement all these things. Let's see how this works. We're only at 29% usage. Okay, this is merged. We're deploying. It's creating all tasks and dependencies. My prediction, more and more sites will be built for agents to read first, even second. Yep, exactly. We'll go back to a simple, clean native HTML, CSS, so it uses fewer tokens. Probably. That does make sense. Like, I gave it my RSS feed for my newsletter, so that's definitely more agent-friendly there. Actually asked LLMs to use 10-plus-year-old libraries. They have documentation, stable, debug, GitHub issues. They're all mature. All the kinks ironed out. LLM more accurate. Good. Both have good points. I'm fair enough. Pong's free. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. It is going on. It is going down in the chat. The front end throwdown. We'll have a divide between Vibers getting closer to the software, devs getting closer to Vibers. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like that is like an interesting like kind of take of like how, like, what level are you like coming from? Like I'm as a DevOps person, like I'm coming from top down of like what is the system around this, and I don't particularly care what the code looks like and whatever. Like I'm more like user facing, non-technical facing. I mean, I know what the technical kind of sort of should look like, but more so than a non-technical person. But for software people who are like coming up from the code and saying, oh shoot, I need to whatever abstract away from it. Okay, we've got back-end dev, agent, front-end dev. So then we've got, this Here finally, 3 hours into the live stream, we've got Claude multi-agent running. Sorry, I was yapping forever, and let's see. Let's check the chat, or check the video, the live stream. All right, the poll. So 47 votes, 23% yes. Have you used Claude Agent Teams? 23% yes, 77% no. 791 subscribers. Let's go. Let's try to get to 800. Let's try to get to 800 by the end of the stream. I've got probably like 15 more minutes. But if you're not subscribed, please, would really appreciate it if you subscribe. Appreciate any likes. Throw up a like. I've got my cat in the background. Like, come on. Like, what's not to like about a sleeping cat looking out over the world, right? Yeah, as a dev, I'm okay for people to write software. The only issue is I want people to be confident in what they're committing. Yeah. If my mom fully understands the system and its nuances and vibe coding PR, she can push a change. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like we can generate code like no problem, and it's just, yeah, do we understand how it works? But luckily, I think that was part of the Anthropic study that just came out. Study vibe coding impacts of formation and coding skills. Basically, if you ask it questions, if you engage with the AI, you have like a similar level of understanding as manually coding. And yeah, high skill development interactions, generation, then comprehension, and yeah, low skills quiz score, iterative AI debugging. Like, yeah, that's, maybe I'm down here. Maybe this is, I don't care what it does. I'm just iteratively debugging low skill development interactions. That's actually sounds kind of like me, but I'm also like AI delegating. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not like, I don't know. But all are kind of bad. But like, if you, I guess, ask it, once it generates the code and you ask it how it works, then you kind of like can pick up what it does. So okay, cool. Project complete. npm run dev. Oh, fill in the .env with your, okay. All right, let me cd code or dev news buffer. Actually, let me, if I'm putting secrets in here, let me hide it at least a little bit. Buffer access token. All right, I've got buffer access token. What's this? Okay, yeah. There. Anthropic API key. Oh, Claude. Authorization tokens? Where can I get the Anthropic API key from Claude? All right, muted myself for 15 minutes, built a thing, right? But yeah, basically I totally see myself, like, I don't particularly care how a thing works. I just care that it works. I see myself in this paper. I think that's the idea behind that. Settings, API keys, settings. I don't see API keys, bro. Console.anthropic. Let's see. Individual. Didn't somebody say that API keys? Your plant evaluation access. Wasn't there like an API key? Can't I use my individual Claude account API key somehow? Consumer account, separate products, separate billing. No way to use your Claude API. Oh, really? Interesting. I thought somebody said at some point that we could use like if I can't use my Claude Max plan to point this app at it. It doesn't include API. It's very adamant. Somebody in the chat has said this before, but all right, I guess I'll use the evaluation, like, yeah, here, news buffer. Okay, cool. All right, we set the envs. Okay, I set it. Please run the app. Okay, both servers are running. Client. Open as your browser. Oh shit. All right. Oh shit. Look at this. Look at this. All right. Vibe coding. All right. Generate with AI. Failed to generate draft. Oh no. But like this is pretty dope. Like it picks out, literally took all the paragraphs, but all right, this is cool. Thank you for your guidance, Bro Tato. I think this is definitely a win for the day. I can iterate on this. Oh man. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's good for the day. I think I gotta run soon, but yeah, who's still here? Is there if you're still here, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. if you're watching this later, tell me what you think about these front end wars that were happening in the chat. Do you opt for something that has a lot of training data, or do you opt for like the newest framework that may have better agent experience? Like this is a real thing that we're gonna have to like kind of grapple with as an industry. That like the old technology's kind of Bob Knoll, more vibes. Yeah, I've only got like 10 more minutes of vibes, then I gotta get ready for work. But yeah, I feel like there is like a tension between the newest stuff that may have better agent experience, but it's not in the model yet. So they're kind of like, I mean, of course, the best thing is like, all right, the newest thing with plenty of like training data in the model, right? That's obviously like the best combo, but the best agent experience plus the most training data. But you don't get the training data without it being a certain amount of like a certain amount of what do you call it, history, right? Having a certain amount of like you need literal time and like for people to use a thing to have to create more training data. So I don't know, this is an interesting tension that we'll probably see develop. Agent experience with new stuff that's built for agent experience versus stuff with a lot of training data. I think we kind of like happened upon this, a very interesting point here. So thank you for the two front end devs who were fighting it out in the comments in the chat. That was fun. Now there's like a Anthropic supported Claude Code thing that does a Gas Town type of thing, agent orchestrator. Is Gas Town even relevant anymore? Like that's a wild, like, I don't know, 5-6 week like life cycle, or maybe like yeah, whatever it is, however long this technology thing is like how like this is kind of crazy that I was an expert on a thing for a month, and then now like potentially the thing that can like probably will dominate the market came out and kind of sort of killed that. Like not killed, like Gas Town is still going to live, and like Steve Yegi is still going to support it probably, and like make it a bigger, more complex thing. Like this Claude Code thing, multi-agent thing, that's like, this is like baby steps of Gas Town, right? But I think this is probably better for normies, and like probably will get uptaken better than like Gas Town takes a lot of setup, right? It takes a lot of extra tokens, extra energy, and maybe like for the average developer to like take advantage of stuff, like why not just use the Claude Code tools that are built in? So yeah, it's so interesting that we like Anthropic was able to come out with a Gas Town shaped thing in the time that whatever it rose in a month, basically. Or not Gas Town shape. It's not exactly Gas Town shaped thing. It's a multi-agent thing, and like plenty of people have been building multi-agent orchestrators for a while. But now that it's like an officially supported thing, yeah, how do those people feel about? Or I'm gonna take my victory lap right now. I'm gonna crash out, and then we're gonna be done here. All the people who have said, oh, I'm gonna go build a better version of Gas Town. Oh, I'm gonna go build a better version of whatever, Claude, multi-Claude, or like, how do you feel right now about like Anthropic releasing like an official version of this like multi-agent thing. Like, how do you feel? Like, do you feel like you've invested like your time wisely? Or I mean, they probably like learn stuff along the way. It's probably good. Like, no experience is like bad experience, right? Like no experience is like wasted, truly. I really believe that. Like, if it's not like, if you did something that you later regret, it's like, all right, you had to do the thing to like regret it, right? Like, if you didn't do the thing, like, you wouldn't have regretted it. Like, you wouldn't have known that you would regret it, right? So I think all experience works for us, but yeah, like now it's like, what's the highest ROI that I can use my tokens on? And part of that is like, don't build tools that are going to get like absorbed into the model, into like the major companies. Like, maybe let's focus on like, how do we produce business value? How do we like solve problems for people? Like, I want to build a community of solvers. Like, we're the ones who like are nerding out over these tools, right? We've got a hammer and everything looks like a nail, right? So not to like kind of gloat here. Second or third order effects of vibe coding. Attack of the clones, like forest of low hanging fruit apps. So like, we're all spawned here. We're all spawned in like basically the same area. So it's like we're building stuff for each other, right? Like, we're solving the problems that are local to us. So I don't know. I feel like it's sorry, I'm running out of steam here. It's been like 3 hours. So basically, solvers we're spawned in this like forest of low hanging fruit, and we're only solving other solvers' problems, right? Like, we need to go get with people in the real world, get with like people who have like real business problems, and not just we're not just solving on the tools, we're solving on like real business problems that people have, and we get with them, they have problems, and we solve them, and we get together. And I feel like I want to represent this community of solvers, and we're really good at these tools. Like, we really enjoy using these tools. We really enjoy the solving of the problems. And then we go find, maybe as a community, or maybe like people come to me, and then like whatever. People come to me with problems, and hopefully at some point I can like give people like have some kind of like, I don't know, network of people who solve problems, and meeting those with people who have problems. That's my vision. Like, I'm building distribution and product market fit here, right? Like, code is going to zero. Like, the cost of code is going to zero. What's going to matter is like taste, product market fit, and distribution. So I'm building distribution with you guys, with other people who are interested in this AI coding thing, and now I have like a target on my back. Like, I'm saying, here I am, I'm interested in this AI coding thing, and I'm attracting a community of other people who are interested in this AI coding thing. And there's gonna be more and more people knock on my door like, hey, can you help me with this problem? And at some point I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm too busy, let me refer you to one of my colleagues here, right? So that's kind of the vision that I have. Of like, we're a community of solvers, and we can attract people with problems, and we kind of like mesh together. We make those things happen. So anyways, does that make sense? Anybody down for that? If you're down with that, we've got the Discord. That's the best way to kind of stay connected. To stay connected to the community, hit the Discord, sign up with your email. That's just how we can stay in contact here. So anyways, I'm about done. Thank you all for watching. It's been cool. It's been great. Fun chatting with you guys. Yeah, cool. Till next time. Thank you all. See you. Are you down with Enterprise Vibe Code? Yeah, you know me. Yep. Awesome. Thank you, Bob Knoll. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. All right. See you guys next time.